Hey, thanks for clicking. Today I sat down and had a lovely chat with Cassidy Nicholson. She's big on TikTok, she's big on Instagram, she's big everywhere, except she's kind of small. Dad joke, it suits the theme of the podcast. We engaged on some really interesting topics, from being your authentic self online to not being so caught up about being a white man. Oh, one camera only, they're telling me. Online authenticity, being a brand, posting on social media, all that sort of fun stuff. We had a wonderful chat. I hope you enjoy. Cassidy, welcome.
Sam, how's it?
Not too bad, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
How's Corona been treating you? It's the standard.
Well, apparently well, because I haven't gotten it.
That is true.
What?
Or you're asymptomatic and we're just playing Russian roulette here.
Why? Why are you going to make me think like that? Like, oh God, I've had it this whole time. I'm actually patient zero.
It's
No,
terrifying. It's terrifying. That's the worst thing about it, because I think I put on a timer. Nope, it's a stopwatch.
Classic.
No, the worst thing about it is that you don't know if you have it. So it's just creepy, or it's like very pervasive.
Exactly. And it's like kind of when you think you could have had it, you're like, guys, I think I've got maybe 3.5 more days left to kind of isolate. I don't really know what I'm doing here. You know, I don't really like people, but I'm at home, but I've seen you. So, because you don't really know.
That's true. And like no one knows. That's my main takeaway, is that Corona has just proven to me everyone's shit. Government doesn't know, private entities don't know, like your mom on Facebook sharing articles doesn't know.
Oh my goodness, and let's just tell you, she definitely thinks it's about 5G. I'm telling you. My mom, oh my goodness, she came home from this like school meeting and she was like, I just had a meeting with one of the best engineers in the world. And I'm like, then why is he coming to our school? Because it's a government school, and it's like, it's just, no one goes to Camps Bay if they're, you know, the best engineer in the world. And he was like telling these flippin' like moms who don't really have jobs because they go and swim in the ocean in the morning. Like, shouldn't you be at work, Kathy? You know? So he's like,
oof, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy.
Check yourself, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy, get it together. So he's like, it's 5G. There's a reason the bees are dying. I'm like, yeah, climate change. You're making these women paranoid. So my mom comes home, takes away all my sister's devices, and she was like, don't talk to me when your friends start dying. And I'm like, what did we go? What is happening?
When your friends start dying, no, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's what this engineer told my flippin' mom and all of her friends, apparently.
5G. People don't even know what 5G is.
Elon Musk, he's the devil. That's apparently what all the moms think.
I don't know. I think he's got that bit of sex appeal about him.
Yeah, because he sold all of his goods and he has a child that no one knows how to pronounce his name.
I think it came out like it's actually just like Kyle.
I also read that. I was like, apparently it's just Kyle.
What a loser.
Oh gosh, imagine. He cannot have any, what do you call it? He can't start any profiles because Facebook's going to tell him, like, you can't have a dash in your name.
Exactly.
You can't have an exclamation point X in your name.
I don't know, but I think big tech can collude. They'll ruin our lives. This podcast probably going to be censored.
Exactly. Elon Musk is going to pay Mark Zuckerberg to like sort it out, you know, for Kyle.
So you're very active on social media. Where
Yes.
do you stand on this whole censorship sort of topic?
Oh, you know, I think it's such a weird one. So I've recently watched that social media thing on Netflix. Where everyone's
Terrifying.
like, oh my goodness, my life. And I kind of saw that all happening, like I saw it a long time ago. I actually don't like social media. Plot twist. So I actually don't like social media, but I was just like, you know, my boyfriend said something in passing once, and he was just like, he doesn't think people feel accountable for the stuff they put on social media. I don't think people know the severity of like what you put on social media. You genuinely will never be able to get it off. You know?
Are you speaking from a creator standpoint or like
Personal
a commentator?
as well. You know, I just thought like many years ago, so I was that gal that would post something because I wanted likes and whatever, as most gals do.
The thirst trap. I am a fan of it.
No, we love the thirst trap, but then also leave something to the imagination, Samantha. Anyway, but it's like you post something and you don't really know that that's going to be on there forever. So there was a time where, you know, you're obviously trying to make people jealous, or you're trying to make people think that your highlight reel of a life is doing so well. So you post yourself like drinking, smoking, whatever. You don't want that stuff online when you think about it, you know? So I think people just need to feel more accountable for what they're posting. And Dan, that's my boyfriend. I don't want to say boyfriend. It's too long, too many syllables. So Dan was just saying like a second notification, like, are you sure you want to post this? That's literally all it has to take to get someone to be like, you you know?
Yeah, I heard of interesting sort of apps not interesting sort of apps, I'm just making up stuff as I go. I think
Yeah.
it was a plot in that Google movie with Vince Vaughn, the intern, whatever that shit was called.
Vince Vaughn is actually an app creator.
Yeah, shout out Vince Vaughn. But you know, when they're trying to create an app that prevents you from drunk texting or
Yes.
yes. I don't know. It's from a movie, people.
Yeah.
The YouTube comments those are the worst.
Oh gosh.
I get it. I mean, my least favorite. Well, my people
My least favorite.
Yeah, the people that enjoy me the least are definitely Afrikaans people.
Oh.
And I've got no problem with you, Afrikaans people.
Also me, I have no problem with you.
But they're just very rude in the comments.
Oh, sure. Mine are passive-aggressive 7-year-old girls to 13-year-old girls. They're very demanding.
Yeah, I'm glad that isn't my target audience.
Yeah.
For many reasons.
I'm just like, someone told me I needed to fix my teeth, and I was like, someone needs to send you an invoice or like a quote because it's expensive. Like, I told my mom all the time, I was like, Mom, I really want braces, not because I need them, but because I think they're cute. Because everyone had
That was the trend.
Yeah.
Lumo,
really.
not
Exactly.
that.
And then they had like, you knew you were it when you got the elastics changed, and they were like, ivory colors. Popularity. So I remember telling my mom, I want braces. And she was like, no. And then I told my dentist, and I was like, tell my mom I need braces. And the dentist was like, your gaps are insurance-y. And I'm like, why are you a dentist? Like, you should be trying to make money. And you're just out just saying, well, if your wisdoms ever come out, which they haven't, your gaps are going to provide, because they're just going to, and I'm like, guys, I have a lisp literally because I have gaps in my teeth. Like, how sad.
I think everyone tries to like look the same. Like you could literally take 50 of the top Instagram accounts of like good-looking women.
Yeah.
And of course, these people are all beautiful. They get paid to be beautiful.
Sure.
Please, you have wonderful lives. You don't need some podcaster telling you suck.
Yeah.
But I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, you suck.
I mean, there's nothing really memorable. I think it's very cool to have
Yeah.
unique features and that sort of stuff. And I mean, I didn't even pick up on the lisp.
Yeah, so
Maybe it's shitty headphones.
it's like, oh my goodness, we need new equipment. No, I was like, because everyone's like, it's fake. Like, that's what I have people telling me on.
They tell you have a fake lisp.
Yeah, like, it's
Shut
just
the
clout.
fuck up.
Like, and then I go on and I'm like, sorry, where are your videos? Like, user 54723B.
Bitch has a fake lisp.
Yeah, so they're like, you have a
Cancel
fake
it.
lisp, it's clout, you need braces, or like, your eyebrows are gross. I'm like, oh my gosh.
People
like,
comment this.
yeah, and they're like, they range from 7-year-old girls to 13-year-old girls, and I'm just like, how sad. And then I had this one guy tell me that my Constantia mom voice was annoying, and so I commented, good thing she's just a character. Like, fuck you. Sorry, can I swear on here?
Yeah, I swear religiously.
Okay, so I'm just like, actually, get fucked, mate. Like, she's a character.
Can I swear? Get fucked, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah, you're a dick. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, you know, so I laughed. I went laughing to my mom, and she was like, I think you're actually quite sad. And I'm like, don't let me fool you. How bad is your life that you have to be like, oh my goodness, I need to let Cassidy know that Constantia mom's voice is fucking annoying. I'm like, that is so bad. Shame, girl. What's
I would
going
also
on in
be
your
like,
life?
Yeah, that's the character.
Yeah.
These people are annoying.
Exactly.
It's like,
That's why she's
Can I
great.
talk to the Vussy, where's the side order, Vussy? We ordered chips as well, Vussy.
It's like,
Oh my gosh.
this bitch is annoying.
She is. That's literally why she's flipping trending, because she's the most annoying, and we all know her because she's definitely asked us where aisle 3 is in Discam. Like, she's definitely be like, sorry, do you work here? And it's like, I'm wearing sports gear. I'm not dressed in Discam uniform attire.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're too much, but I think they're fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Like, let Constantia women do their thing.
Let us live.
No, but
I'm not even a Constantia.
yeah, exactly. You
I just play one.
you tap into that persona really nicely, and it was one of your most viral videos, I think. And it was that and the KFC one where she goes to KFC.
Yeah.
And the one thing I always think about KFC is the ad 2 Rand for Hope. And the best thing about that is my mom. My mom is down to earth.
Yeah.
She was like a hippie at varsity.
Oh, yeah, my mom
protest.
too.
They all do it. It's
Yeah.
a full circle. But she comes she'll pull up and we're getting KFC and everyone's psyched because
Yeah.
you're going to get a twister. And
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Or like a colonel burger.
Like, never know how to
the
say
poor
it.
colonel.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she pulls up here, and the ladies are nice enough. I wouldn't say that South Africa's service industry is the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
But they speak to you.
Sure they do.
And at the end, I love their corporate sell, like, would you like to add 2 rand for
It's
her?
literally part of the script, guys. It's on the inside of the window. I've seen it. Like, if they forget, there's an asterisk in pen.
Insider tips, folks.
Insider tips.
That's your camera.
No, but that's also my camera.
Okay.
Okay,
we got lots of camera. And we're very, very blessed.
Yeah, no, we're living our best life.
But wait, I need to finish this KFC bit. Jesus. You're impossible, woman.
I know.
No, and then she goes, and they'll be like, would you like to add 2 rand? I nearly did a black accent. I'm like, Samuel, stay away from it. Stay away from it. She's like, would you like to add 2 rand to Hope? And this sets my mom off. This like, she starts like,
Excuse me, I have my charities. I am a good person, but I do not know where this money goes to.
Oh,
and then,
gosh.
like, the lady who said is like, but she doesn't care. She doesn't get the 2 rand.
Exactly.
I'm like, Mom, chill. We're going to get the twister and then we're going to leave.
Oh, I know.
But it's fucking funny.
I know. My mom has the same things when we take my little sister to like castings. Oh my goodness. I've openly told my mom, check your privilege many a time. So I've got a little sister who looks exactly like me. If you don't see my mom, you'll definitely think she's mine. She is. And so we'll take her to her castings and stuff. And obviously I'm a casting director. So my mom's always like, please come with. Maybe people will know you and let her go first. So we'll go to the casting and then my mom will go straight to the front of the line and go, I know we're early, but we need to be seen because, well, I want to skip traffic. And then I'm like, turn around. And there's all the Constantia moms all there early because they all want to skip traffic.
Of
And then
course.
she's like, but I have places to be. And I'm like, and then?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, but I have. And I'm like, really check your privilege. And she goes, but I came early. My slot was at 3 and I'm here at 1. And I'm like, yeah. And they're on lunch. And she's like, but, and I'm like, it's like literally you see the bolts unraveling. She just doesn't understand. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, your mom KFC, my mom casting, same, but different.
No, we love them.
We love 'em.
That's what makes... I think we're so obsessed now with everyone being equal and treated the same. And of course, for the most part, that's good. But you need diversity in characters. You need people to be caricatures of themselves. That's quite funny. But-
Yeah.
So they're great. They're great.
No, they really are.
Mom, I love you. I don't want you to misconstrue any of this
Yeah,
as...
mom, same. If I go missing, it's definitely you. Like, oh my goodness, my mom's going to watch us and go, I need to get rid of her.
So how much time do you spend with your mom? You still living at home? You're
I
out?
still live at home, yes. A long time ago, I wanted to move out, guys. I did want to move out. My boyfriend is like, you don't want to move out.
If you haven't realized by now, Cassidy has a boyfriend.
Or do I? I feel like I kept him a secret for a very long time.
For the clout.
No.
We got her. That's the gotcha.
That's it. That's a career done. I kept him a secret because he didn't want to be known. And I'm not going to lie to you, like, people are kind of, like, mean, and they start demanding things from you if they see you're in a relationship. Like, they want to see you two together, and he doesn't really like to be on the camera. So it's just like, I just didn't talk about it. And then I got people just assuming that I didn't have a boyfriend and just kind of like...
Because if you don't post about someone,
then
there
it
is
definitely
no one.
doesn't exist.
It's the worst.
So now I'm like almost compensating for the time I never mentioned him because I don't want to have you guys think that I'm talking to myself all the time when I make these references.
No, not at all.
So yeah, I have a boyfriend. He didn't exist on my social media for like 8 months, but he's been there. Trust, guys. Because also I have people in my DMs like, hey, can I take you on a date? And I'm like, you're 12. Concentrate on Afrikaans. I certainly didn't. And that's
Stompy
why.
for you.
Exactly. Like, you know.
You need to know where verb 2 goes, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly. You need to understand the het and ga, because that's what's going to save you in matric.
Yeah. And so on this, creepy DMs, do you get a lot of them?
No.
No, you don't.
I'm very grateful. Well, it depends on your definition of creepy. I don't get a lot of DMs from men demanding that I be the way they want me to be.
Okay.
You know, like, don't say that type of stuff. But I do get random guys asking for pictures of my feet in my Birkenstock.
Oh. I think I'd honestly rather receive a message and be like, let me see your tits, girl.
They're being
let
like,
me see your little
let me see
feet.
them toes. Like, what those toes do? Help me walk? Help the balance in my body? No, so...
I love it. Be careful what you put on the internet.
Yeah, be careful what you put on the internet. Toes. So they ask, and then I'm just like... So I was like dirt broke in the beginning of COVID, and I was just like... Maybe I do send photos of my feet. And then I was like, you know, the devil on my shoulder and the angel on my shoulder were like, yes, no. And then I was like, don't prostitute yourself, Cassidy. No, it'll ruin your career. You know? It was
But as you say this now, there's like some liberal girl, not saying liberals are bad or anything, with a septum that looks terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And she's definitely tucked it in when she goes Sunday lunch.
No, but and she'll be like, yeah, how can... I told you.
We spoke about this earlier and he was like, you're going to cough. You're going to cough. I don't have COVID. Promise. What if I do? I'm now apparently asymptomatic.
It's like on that Wilder. But yeah, why did that sound so weird?
Why did it sound
Where
like...
was that accent from?
Suck on that water. Like,
Yeah,
why?
you like that water, girl? You like that H2O?
Physics.
I got tons of where that H2O came from. You should see my taps, girl. Steel. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
This is probably primarily why the podcast hasn't grown tremendously.
Because we're talking about plumbing.
Plumbing itself. Ugh.
Oh, gosh, gross.
Okay, we have like a cut or something. But no, what I was saying is that like you've made a joke about, you know, I don't want to prostitute myself.
Yeah.
And somebody, you know, with their magnet septum
Yes.
is like, how can she say that? You know,
Yeah.
like sex work is real work.
Yeah, it
Which
is.
of course it fucking is.
It is. It is.
But, you know, they're nuances. You can make a joke about prostitution and then still support prostitution.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean I'm against it. Like, you do what you got to do, girl, to get that dollar. Or non-girl. I don't know what you identify as. But the point is that I don't think that that's my brand.
There we go. But that's all I think I'd like is that, you know, there are layers to this shit. And
Absolutely. And it's just not my brand because I'm like trying to be this authentic person, especially because a lot of my audience are the ages of 13 to 34. I know, it's quite a big one. But that's my audience.
Do you feel... oh, fuck.
COVID.
Yeah, that spreads quickly. Yeah. Do you...
Gosh,
Chloe, no laughing from the back. You're not mic'd up.
No laughing from the back, Chloe dog. Keep it together. Jokes.
Do you feel quite responsible for... And let me frame this so people who maybe don't know who you are...
The septum people?
No, fuck them. I'm talking about TikTok, and to like contextualize it, you are this massive TikTok personality. You've got over 80,000 followers.
All the time.
You're getting big on Instagram. You're heading towards 10,000, which is amazing.
Love that
all
for
that,
us.
all that sort of stuff. Now you've mentioned briefly that you have this younger audience that does span. Because I mean, people are also like, "How old are you, Sam?" And I'm like, "Guys, I know I look 40.
Yeah.
I'm 23.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
do."
yeah.
And so you're 24.
Yes.
But you carry this massive crowd, and obviously you're not. I don't feel too responsible about who I'm speaking to because I feel it's a slightly older audience.
Yes.
AKA my mom and dad.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. You the best.
Exactly. But I mean, does it ever weigh on you that you are making content for younger people?
I'm certainly conscious of it, but I don't, like, early on in my career, early on in my TikTok days, I kind of felt enslaved to it. And my one friend is in marketing and social media stuff. And she was just like, Cassidy, do never. Yeah, do never. Never. No, I just spoke incorrectly, but she could be. We don't know. She doesn't identify. Anyway, so
As a person?
Yeah, as Afrikaans. Same. But she was just like, never feel enslaved to your audience. Like, you're still your own personal entity. And I've come out as being a very authentic person on Instagram. So whatever I like, and I'm not going to pretend because my audience likes that or that's how old they are. The one thing, though, is I've censored myself. So I'm actually very, like, I say what I want to say.
Fast and loose.
I'm just, pretty much, yeah. That's exactly why I am the way
Takes
I am.
one to know one.
So I'm like to the point where my mom won't ask me to go to children's parties with her. Also, stop asking me to go to children's parties with
I've
you,
also
Mom.
been banned from children's parties.
Yeah.
Kind of different though.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2020, can't just say those types of things.
No, but that's what I'm also saying is like, you can. People are like, if you've said it as a joke, and not like if someone took that, if the burger took it out of context, it's like, young podcaster Samuel Holmes says he's been banned from kids' parties, we must investigate. You know, it's like,
that's on you. Like, you decided to take it out of context.
Like, I'm joking. Like,
yeah,
come on.
exactly. Read the situation. So it's kind of like my mom's like, keep it together. Don't swear, don't. And I'm like, actually, fuck this bullshit. Like, I'm going to swear. I'm just simply going to say, you can swear when you're allowed to. Like, I'm not going to live my life for you, gal, soz,
Yeah.
So
I'm out here.
yeah, we be out here, we be living. So I just do my utmost to kind of censor my language, the use of like choice of clothing and stuff like that. I'm just aware. That's what it is. But I'm not going to make something because of, I definitely won't make sex jokes. I do make sex jokes in the slightest way. But like, I'm not going to make my content sexual.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm aware of. But I'm
Okay.
also not that type of gal because I'm just uncomfortable when I try to be sexy. I'm like, It's so
Okay.
uncomfortable.
I think it's very interesting that you brought that up because my bone to pick,
Yes.
not bone to pick, it's not that serious, but what I've noticed with TikTok is that it seems quite creepy because you've got like, what's her name? Charlie.
D'Amelio.
There it is.
There it is.
He does his research.
Yes.
She's like this. How old is she?
She's 16.
She's 16. And I'll be completely honest, when a friend was like, send me this video, or she popped out in the school, I was like, jeepers, this girl's like very hot, like, and she
And Addison Rae as well. Jeez Louise.
also the similar age.
Yeah. She's just turned 19 now.
Okay.
But she's the more sexualized one than Charlie.
Okay. No, but and for sure, and I think it exists very subtly that these girls are doing like these very provocative
Yes.
dancing, and I watched it, and then when I found out afterwards, I felt very gross, and that this is like being monetized, and I don't hate her for it, of course
No.
not. Do your thing, Charlie. But it just seems a bit perverse.
Yeah, well, you see how you can see that. Good for you. I have the same thing. I don't follow them on TikTok. I actually don't enjoy their content. I'm a big advocate for where does this add value to my life, and watching a 16-year-old, like, they are brilliant dancers, do not get me wrong, I'm not about to fault them, they are both professional dancers as well, and they have very different styles, good for you, but I don't enjoy watching content that 16-year-olds or 19-year-olds post where they're just looking at the camera and pulling funny faces. It's not for me. Maybe a few years ago. So I don't watch them, but I do see people to that, like trying to be like them or, make it their own. And I'm like, I don't understand why there's no one checking these kids' thing. Like so TikTok was initially Musical.ly.
Yes.
So my sister had Musical.ly back when it was just pretty much frame by frame, and they were like doing these weird, because they still do it, like when you leave them in the toothbrush aisle, you catch them like doing those weird dances.
Was that a toothbrush flossing reference? Wow. I didn't know we were doing written material. It's crazy. Fuck, Samuel, come on. Make more jokes.
Better again.
That was funny.
Yeah, but like so that I'm like, I told my sister that she just needs to be aware of, she's putting herself on the internet again. I think it was a few years ago, maybe when I was still in high school, that's when I realized that you cannot get anything off the internet. You might not see it, but it's there.
It's there.
And so I told her, I was like, be very careful. You are doing something super innocently, but there is a man who's downloaded this app. And he is, and I don't even want to say it's just a man. That could be whoever it is watching it, and they're not watching it for the same purpose that you're making it.
Yeah.
Your intent versus your impact is very different. So I'm very aware of that, and I think that, again, it's like a thirst trap. Girls love attention. In the past, it was like, oh my goodness, I'm out on the lake with my friends, we're having a better time than you. But now it's like, I'm 13, I have breasts, yes I do. It's just, I think we're going a few steps back,
And I think maybe it's a bit unfair to limit this to TikTok.
Absolutely. I think it's
Instagram is,
everywhere.
as big. The only one is like Facebook because no one's on it.
Exactly, except your mom
Yeah.
and my mom.
Like divorcee thirst trap.
Exactly.
Just sign the papers.
Oh
Ready for business.
my goodness, yeah. Or they're like in Mykonos with the family, but it's just their fucking knees. Like, oh gosh.
It's hilarious. You're like, we know you've both seen a counselor.
Yeah, we literally know that you're in therapy because you accidentally signed in yesterday. Like, you checked into therapy.
Are you an advocate of therapy?
I think everyone needs to do what they got to do, and I think everyone needs a form of it. We've all kind of been molded and conditioned to be certain kind of ways. But let's not blame it on our parents, because, you know, it's like a whole thing of like our parents.
Yeah.
We're all just pretty fucked up to a certain extent, and we just need to be a little bit more understanding of that, you know. The biggest conversation here is intent versus impact, and that I've learned because I've done lots of things at work about human interaction.
Yeah, that's it.
I
Human
guess.
behavior.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm fascinated about, and like the research I'm doing with my masters, and it kind of lands on the attention economy.
Absolutely.
And like how much attention people have, how long they'll last, and YouTube gives you fantastic analytics. Instagram's analytics are terrible. I don't know what TikToks look like.
TikToks are quite good, but I think they're similar to Instagram. However, they are like, there's a lot of things that people don't understand about it that I've had to do research with. Plot twist, I don't follow any TikTokers. I actually only follow business people and marketers. So
cool.
Yeah.
But I get that as well. So this is also something I wanted to chat to you about is, so you've watched that social media movie,
Yes.
which I think, it opened a lot of eyes, but it was also like, guys, we knew.
Yeah,
Like,
we knew this. We knew that social media was bad for us.
people been talking about this, but
Yes.
or can be bad for us, because I
Yes.
think, you know, everything, it came out and it's like, oh, it's just amazing. It's like anything, like
Too much of a good thing.
there's duality. So, hey, I can be awesome. I can also suck.
Yeah, sure.
So does social media. So
Exactly.
does you.
Exactly.
So do
does you. Yeah, so does you.
Samuel, come on.
Yeah, get it together. Aren't you supposed to be a white
is why
male?
KFM
You're supposed to be like the best.
I feel like there's also criticism for a white man, but it's also like never been easier. Like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
rape, don't be misogynistic, don't be a piece of shit. You're good. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I think I can do all of this.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like basically just being a normal human being.
Absolutely. Just don't be cuck, bro.
So I hate people. So I do think cancel culture like erodes at like people's freedom sometimes and like
Yeah.
creativity. But it's also like, just because you're a white man,
Yeah.
like people don't hate you.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
behave normally. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Just don't be entitled. Don't be entitled. Not you. Anyone. Anyone don't be entitled.
you can tell me that. It's fine. And then
But like, mom, stop. Check your preference the preference? Check your what's it?
check your system
Check your
preferences.
privilege. No, check your system preferences. Check your privilege when you're at a casting, mom.
Yeah, like, and there are all sorts of privileges that exist. Like,
Absolutely.
if someone says you're white privilege, be like, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. It doesn't have to ruin your life.
Doesn't. It really
You're
doesn't.
like, okay, I've got privilege in there. You know, you got 2-parent privilege. I've got 2 parents. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah, you have divorce privilege where you got 2 times more presents. Like, you know, like there's always gonna be something that someone's offended by. You're not gonna get them all, unless
Exactly.
you're in Pokemon, and then that's literally gotta catch them all. You know. So
Nice. Pokemon Go plug. It's
Yeah.
making a resurgence.
really,
No, I don't think so.
I've never played Pokemon Go.
Wow, disloyal brand ambassador. Anyway, but we'll circle back to the
Yes.
question I was attempting. It's one thing I love going down rabbit holes, and
I've never ever finished a conversation, so please.
okay, well, let's attempt it today.
Yeah, exactly.
And no. So you've watched the social media.
Yes.
What's it called?
The social dilemma.
There we go. Very like Al Gore, the inconvenient truth vibe.
Yes,
Shout out
exactly.
Al Gore. We missed you. That movie about the environment. Was
Oh my
fucked up.
goodness, it killed me.
Go watch it, people. The
Go watch
inconvenient
it.
truth.
The inconvenient truth.
Yep.
Youths, Gen Zs, go watch it. It's where we talk about climate change.
There we go. Exactly. But in a not a politicized way.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think he ran for president on that campaign. Shut up, Samuel. But so the whole thing that I want to get around. So you know, we kind of know, and I know, like Instagram's not great, and Facebook's not great, and TikTok's not great. How do you feel? Essentially making your career and getting all these opportunities off the back of these platforms. Is it something that phases you? You don't care about it? I'd love to know.
Okay, so I actually did a workshop recently, and I'll explain like the gist about the workshop because it's actually what I do. But so I do think that the world is going that way. I think if you are not trying to jump on the social media wagon, then I'm so sorry. I do think you're going to be affected business-wise. Everything is a business. Everything is a sale. Unfortunately, But it is.
It is.
You know, and people need to realize that, oh, well, where's the product? You are the product. And that is just how it is, and that's where the world is going. But unfortunately, what comes with social media and being online is we are eradicating the level of real. We're eradicating
Wonderful
the
phrasing.
human interaction. So what I feel that is important is we need to be able to maintain the authenticity. I'm just like, why are we constantly trying to make everything look like a highlight reel? For what? You know, we're able to like resonate with people and things and be more relatable if we are real. And then we maintain that level of like engagement. When you try and make everything a highlight reel, you kind of put yourself on an island and you isolate yourself, and it becomes incredibly lonely.
So your take, or what I'm taking from what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that whilst we know that these places aren't great,
Yes.
you're basically there with your bag and you're cleaning up the streets and trying to offer an authentic product, something that people can, and you add value to people's lives in whatever way, shape, or form.
And I'm trying to teach people how I create my content, because basically, and I don't know if this is you, but this is why I said earlier on why I hate social media. Very many times I've gone off it for years because it's a scrolling thing. You know, you scroll, and 45 minutes later, you're like, I should not be where I am in my life. I'm a failure. My body sucks. My teeth suck. And you never even had a problem with your nose, but now you're looking up nose surgeries that you can afford, you know? And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why am I following these people? Also, I don't like anyone I went to school with. Why do I feel obliged to stay connected with them?
Absolutely.
You know? So I stopped following all the people I didn't want to follow. I stopped following the models that had beautiful lives because, you know, indirectly it made me feel bad about myself. And I'm trying to teach people that, like, you don't have to, you know, conform to all these things. You don't have to follow these people because you think you have to. So yeah, I'm trying to like clean the streets, but also teach people how to be authentic, because this is just my take. But if you can teach a politician to be a good politician and do it for the right reasons, you are not going to have to deal with the corruption years down the line. Because right now what we do is we teach people how to take shortcuts when no one's watching. We teach people not to love the job they're doing. We teach people how to do it easy. You know, like, oh, if the boss isn't here, then try and do it this way. It's easier, it's quicker. But you know, when the boss is there and they ask for the paperwork, now you've got to forge up some paperwork that you never did.
I think, and to that point, it's almost maybe people have been doing this for years. I mean, we're quite young. We're certainly not holier than thou and all knowing.
Absolutely.
But I think it is with a facade, which is a facade.
Yeah.
Facade rebel.
Facade.
Yeah, like these facades that exist on Instagram almost filter through into real life. So it's not necessarily that you're working, it's the idea that you're working. So if you go to Haas and put up an Instagram story at a coffee shop of you with your MacBook, hashtag goals.
Yeah.
You know, I could watch that and I've grafted for 5 hours and I feel like a piece of shit. Yeah. Whereas you were in there and you worked for 30 minutes, had a coffee, and you work as long as you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's this like pretense that exists, and I think that's like what you're talking about. You appearing a good politician.
Exactly, and it's like just do. And I know I keep telling people this. If you are real, you're going to have a very small niche. Well, you're going to be niched down, but you are going to have a very real audience.
And loyal.
And that's what it's going to build. It's going to build this level of loyalty and trust, and that's what you want. You don't want followers. You want a community.
Wow.
That is what people don't understand, and that is what I'm trying to build as well. I'm making all of these funny videos, and there is a level of like, you know, if someone can relate to you on a humor level, automatically they like you.
Exactly.
Because that's humor. Humor is a very difficult thing to have the same as someone else.
Yes, it's very subjective.
But I've taken this, and maybe this is bad for me, but I've taken upon different personas on different social platforms because I think that they are different. Do you know?
You're talking about YouTube,
I'm very different on YouTube than I am on Instagram than I am on TikTok. Like, okay. I'm Constantia Mom solely, but like I'm funny on TikTok.
Yes.
I'm real and authentic on Instagram, and on YouTube as well. I'm like very authentic, and I make things that I like to watch. And I'm just like, this is me. I'm not going to pretend. It's very difficult to pretend all the time. So I'm like, ultimately, it's going to make work a lot easier, and it's going to make my fan base a lot more loyal if I'm real. So I'm just trying to teach people, the perks of being real and doing that. Because also engagement, brands buy into engagement. They don't buy into your metrics. So if your engagement is better,
just to jump in there,
yes.
I think there's a fine line there, and I
Yes.
think even myself reaching out,
Yes.
looking to do a bit of work with a brand, because I mean, to make stuff
Yeah, you got to
costs
make money.
time.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And I also feel like creatives have this weird antagonism with like making money. They're like, no, it's my creative project. Like, yeah, but you got to get paid, dude.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely. You need
yeah,
to turn the lights on. Sure.
exactly.
Sure.
And come on, Samuel, bring it back in your brain.
Back now, yeah.
And no, the thing is, so you're creating content, and I think brands still look at your metrics, or a lot of brands.
They do, sure, because that's how many people are going to see it. However, so the one thing that I read a lot of articles because I was a micro-influencer, and I still am a micro-influencer.
Moving up.
Yeah. So you once you pass 10, I think you're an influencer.
10K.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm still a micro-influencer. So what?
But how does that fit into TikTok when you've got 80?
Because like that. No one's using that yet,
Okay.
brand-wise.
So
brands are too scared of it.
Okay.
They're like, I don't understand how to sell my product there.
Do you think South African brands, because
South African brands are moving there relatively quicker, faster than other brands are.
Okay.
And I'm like, guys, you really don't need to sell a product. You just have to have a presence. Because TikTok is the widest used platform in the world, because I think the Asians can use it. And I don't think they can use all the apps.
something like that?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
it's the biggest app in the world currently, and you know what? It's monetized, so people can make money off of it. Not a lot of money, guys. You cannot make a lot of money off that app, but you can. It's introducing e-commerce, and that is where it's like shit gets real.
Yeah.
So I think people are very scared to do it, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is that just be real, because you'll get a more authentic audience, you'll get more loyal audience, and you'll build a community, and that's actually where the money comes from.
Like, I mean, I think even if you're listening or watching to this and you don't give a shit about TikTok or Instagram or whatever, it's a pretty good message. Just like be authentic.
Yeah.
I think people are scared to be themselves for whatever reason, whether it's the fear of cancel culture, the realities of cancel
Absolutely.
culture, or just like the like you said earlier, like everyone's perfect, everyone's got a highlight reel, everyone's a mess.
Yeah,
You know?
we all are. And you know, it took me moving to London and being like, this is it. This is where life begins, to realize how incredibly sad everyone was in London. Everyone was sad. Everyone was lonely. Everyone had a vice, whether it was working themselves to death, whether it was drugs or alcohol or whatever. Everyone had a vice. And when you spoke to that person and you were like, why? They were like, because I'm so alone. And you were like, then talk to someone about it, because everyone is just as alone as one another.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, no. And I was like, guys, like, what are we doing? Who told us that, this is the life we have to live?
It's a bit like a breakup. Like when you're going through a breakup, you think you're the only person who's ever had their heart broken. You're like, there are like millions of people who are crying, in their bedrooms with you right now. It's
100%.
So I think.
Or when you have a pimple, like everyone else has great skin then. And you're just like, stop looking at my pimple. No one even cares. Like,
yeah.
whatever,
And for me, that's like the selfie cam. I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to make a big attempt to link concepts here.
Yeah.
But it's that self-reflexivity.
Yes.
24/7. You constantly know what you look like. You
Yes.
constantly.
You're very self-aware all the time.
Exactly. And self-awareness generally, I feel, is quite good. So I know who I am. I know how I need to interact.
What are you about? Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm not. How do I look today?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
clearly, look at this hair.
Yeah, okay. So I get you, yeah.
Hey, that was a joke. The hair's fine.
Okay. You decided it was fine?
No, but that's the thing. Like, so, I'm not pretending to be a champion for people's looks, but like, it's your hair, chill.
Whatever,
No
yeah.
one really cares. That's my takeaway from
No
all
one
this stuff.
really cares.
No one cares.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, guys, if you think people care, they don't. Like, they really don't.
Except if you were to build authentic relationships. There we go. So
You
that's
see? Because they start, and do you know what it is? Do you know why authenticity works? It's because people either identify you as a friend or they see themselves within you.
yeah,
And it's
that's
a
great.
psychology thing that means they automatically like you. And the reason why this works, especially now with myself working online, is because it's literally you are a better salesperson. And that's what it is to be guys, that's what it is. That's what it means to be an influencer.
Yeah.
To be like a hyper salesperson.
For sure. So I think that's interesting. I
Hyper,
hate the
hyper.
term influencer
Me
because
too.
it
Content
makes...
creator.
Yeah, even that I hate because of its, not hate, but like of its associations, like I'm a content creator. It's like,
Yeah.
chill, you make videos, okay?
Yeah.
But the influencer seems such like a brash term because it's like, you're so stupid,
Yeah.
I'm going to influence you, and then while I'm influencing you, I'm gonna call myself an influencer, you idiot. And I'm like, and then here I am like, I need to buy that.
Yeah, exactly. Like 10 minutes later, you're looking up things.
No, but that's me being grumpy about the terminology. So
But I think a lot of people.
have you had like, for sure. But have you had any anxieties around making content? Because I think
Yes.
people see your stuff and they go, she's so confident. And even though I meet you in person, I go, she's so confident. And I think it's important for people to know, like whether you're making TikToks for your friends or you're on Instagram, like people struggle with content and making content.
Big time. I wrote a bless when I was trying to write blogs like religiously. I actually
Link in bio.
link in bio. I actually wrote a lot about it, but I suffer from imposter syndrome because I don't have any degrees, and I think in the time that we're living in, degrees, we're told that we have to have them in order to be successful. So I don't have any degrees. So whenever I say something, I'm always like, what do I have behind my back to prove that I can say this?
Yeah, what
statement?
validates me?
Yeah, exactly. What pedestal do I have? And you know what? Experiences is great and all, but you don't have a piece of paper that's wrapped up in a cardboard like little silos, whatever that shape is. But yeah, you don't
If you
have
had
one
a
of
degree,
those.
you'd know what it was called.
See? But anyway, so whenever shit gets bad, I'm always like, it's because I don't have a degree, you know? And people with a degree, shit gets bad, they're like, it's because I don't have experience. So there is always going to be this problem, but bringing it back to the question, I do suffer from this imposter syndrome, so I do get anxiety around making content, and I have to consciously say to myself, do not compare yourself to other people because everyone's got their own journey. So I have to constantly tell myself, like, it's going to be okay. They've got like 10 years on you, you know.
Does
They've
the
really found
anxiety
themselves.
stem from metrics, like how many views you've got versus their views?
No,
Okay.
it stems from just the way, like the work that I've put in. I somehow have convinced myself that it's easier for them and their stuff just looks like that. I put a lot of work into it and I self-sabotage. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, so I have to make a YouTube video today and that's going to take me about half an hour, but then it's going to take me 12 hours to edit and then color grade. And then I convince myself not to do it because I know how much work I have to do.
Yeah.
But then someone else does it and it's like seamless and perfect. And I'm like, they probably just sneezed and that came
Yeah.
out. So I have this thing that I have to do all this hard work and it still doesn't look as good as theirs. So I'm just like, why do I want to put stuff out there? Because it's not going to be to that caliber. So I do have anxiety around it because I constantly think my stuff isn't good enough. And then when I speak to the brands and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that like it was late or I color graded it wrong. They're like, no, Cassidy, it's flipping brilliant.
It's
like
amazing.
you brought in a lot of stuff. And then I hear that so many influencers or content creators or whatever you want to call yourself are doing this gig and then people send you stuff and then they just go off the grid. So that's kind of helped me a little bit. Just, you know, because they'll be like, love this. Oh my goodness, this brand is amazing. And then I won't do the photos or the videos or whatever because nothing in life is free. Even if I say it's gifted, is it? You know, so...
It is.
Yeah, no, it is. But also I'm making content about it. So I did, you know, work for it. But anyway, that's besides the point. I do have anxiety around making it. I do have this constant fear that what I'm doing is not good enough.
Yeah.
So... yeah, but I just have to keep on creating and I just have to be like authentic to myself and that, you know, I will find what's easiest for me. So.
Absolutely. So no, that's a brilliant response. I think it's really cool. Personally, for me, and I think it's because it's like I'm a guy and like everything in my life has been measurable since like A-team, this, you know, first team.
Even your penis.
Exactly.
Sorry, you made a measure joke and
It's
you
true.
Okay.
It's true. And someone who's completely mediocre in that respect.
Yes.
Insecurities fly around like anything.
Yeah.
And so everything. So I go off, like you said, how much hard work goes into something. And I think we're used to being like, okay, you work hard, you get something.
Yes.
That's not the case with making content for social media platforms.
Yeah,
you can work really hard, you can make awesome
That
stuff.
could be your best piece of content and it doesn't do well.
Like I make these like satirical videos, lots of time, writing, energy goes into them.
Sure.
They do like 800 to 1,000 views. I'm like, where I'm at the moment, that's cool. I'm growing. Then I make a video, off the cuff, just like walking around in my underpants, like making jokes, it does like 4,000. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's the ones that you were like on the verge of deleting
Yes.
that are the reason people know your name.
It's crazy, it's bizarre, but you've managed to marry the two worlds because in your bio, apart from saying lover of life, loud laugher, and some other cringe shit. I'm teasing. Yeah, at KETS, we tell it, we keep it real.
It is. Yeah, risk taker was the one you didn't mention.
Well, it's because it's the riskiest. Yuck.
Throw him in recycling.
Exactly. Yeah, that should be men are trash, recyclable.
Yeah,
Come up
exactly.
better. The patriarchy.
Exactly.
Put him back in. He hasn't cut his dick off yet.
Oh, something like that. Yes, pretty much.
Mediocre one at that. So, like, I don't make sexual content.
Yeah.
Come on, let's focus here.
Get it together.
So you've managed to marry them together because you're
Yes.
an actor, a full-time actor. So I imagine you're going to castings, looking for commercial work, but then you also exist massively on these social media platforms.
Yes.
How do you marry the two? How have they helped? How have they got in the way of each other? All of that sort of stuff.
So I'll let you know. Okay, so I am multifaceted. I'm not going to give you the backstory of everything, but I am experienced in pretty much everything when it comes to film. And I credit that, like my social media presence, the reason why people think I'm so confident is because I've been doing this since I was 8 years old. I kind of leave my ego at the door and I just do it, just like dollar what I must, you know?
There it is.
So I do what I got to do and kind of like my acting has really helped me. Like I know what clothes to wear, I know what's going to make me more visually appealing to look at, and not even in a sexual manner, just like don't wear thin horizontal stripes. Don't fucking do it. Your cameras are going to have a flippin' like attack and no one's going to want to watch.
You're just very well-rounded.
Exactly. So I kind of know what reads. There we go. I know what reads. And that's, I know it so well that I don't even think about it anymore.
Okay.
So it's the very reason why earlier on Sam was like, don't bang on anything. And I was like, I know. Because even in the acting
She
world,
said while she was banging on things.
but yeah, so it's just, I'm very aware and it's innate now within me. But yeah.
Career-wise, how do you see them?
How do I see it?
overlapping?
Okay, so first of all, being a casting director, I realized that people now ask, you know, in the past it was just show me your headshot and your like your metrics, like how tall are you?
Hands.
Yeah, hands.
Why the fuck do you want to see my
I
hands?
know you
When
have 10 fingers.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
that feels really ableist. Let's look
I
into
know.
this
It
liberal
really-
culture.
It is. They also want to know if you have tattoos, not because they're not going to put you on camera, but they need to know if they need an experienced makeup artist who can cover.
10 liters of base. just
Yeah, they literally need to know if they need to pay someone like extra to cover your tattoos.
Yeah, you're not unemployable because you got a shitty tattoo when you're 20. Calm down
Exactly.
over there.
Trust. They just want to know how much they have to pay their sister, okay, to cover up with her MAC foundation. Then,
Mac plug, Mac. I'll take a sponsorship.
I'll take a sponsorship. But yeah, I do see it helping because it's, what was the question? I just forgot.
How you've
everything.
married the two of them.
How I've married the two of
Like
them.
real
and how I
life
see that
acting
help.
and then like social media persona.
Oh, okay. So I know how to make well-rounded characters, which is why things do well. People, I mentioned it earlier on, people like watching things when they feel like those people exist, when they can relate them to something in their life, when they feel like they want to be their friend. So my career, acting career, has really taught me how to make these 3D characters. It consists of a lot of work, writing out everything and, you know, doing character bibles. And that's why Constantia Mom, she's literally me. Like not literally me, but I've done so much work on her that I can just turn it on. I know that she doesn't use one-ply toilet paper. I know that her favorite coffee is one without sugar because she wants to taste the coffee because she's a coffee snob and a snob. But like I know that.
Yeah.
I've done the work.
Yes.
So I think that's where it's aided me and that's where I'll carry on going. I want to just carry on making characters and I know that in the acting world that is where they're looking to now. Well,
Yeah.
you know, because this is how it started pretty much. In the past, they used to say, okay, cool, we're going to cast a toothpaste commercial. And we want a white kid for Sweden, we want a black kid for Africa, we want a mixed kid for India, because that's how it's going to sell psychologically and because of advertising, guys. Comes down to that. But now they're like, shit, our budget is cut. What do? Oh, we find the ethnically ambiguous girl that looks like a Mexican boy at most times, with great eyebrows and a heritage no one knows.
I feel that's both of us.
It is. It is.
Did you describe both of us?
Oh my goodness, I did. But that's essentially what it is. It saves money and they can use it everywhere. So that's how it started.
Yeah.
So now, if you think about it, it's like, okay, cool. Well, we've got that aspect of it down. Now we want to know what their social media presence is like. How many people are going to see this when they are contractually bound to post this commercial on their Instagram as well? Is it going to be 500 people or is it going to be 5 million people? Because that's definitely going to, like, you know,
Of course.
to some extent. So it is like marrying each other on its own, but I definitely am kind of aiding the process.
Of course, and you're doing it fantastically. I've loved engaging with the sort of stuff you're making. And it's a very important point you make there as well, that these things don't exist separately. Like,
They don't.
If your boyfriend,
Yes.
shout out Dan,
Thanks, Dan.
you know, he's an engineer, but then he's also like a sport lover, or, you know, he loves biltong. I mean, I'm just guessing here.
No, these are all correct. I'm like, wow, have you met him?
Yeah, and it's just, you know, people are multifaceted. It's
Yeah.
important to know that. So
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of people are interested in what the future holds for you, as am I.
Yes,
So the next couple of months, what are we looking at?
Okay, so by the next year, I'm wanting to pitch Constantia Mom so she doesn't just exist on TikTok. I want her to be a bigger entity because we all love her, but I want there to be more than that. So I am currently in the process of making more characters, different types of characters as well. So I just want to keep creating, and I just want to be able to share more of my life and the aspects that I'm good at. So I'm wanting to try and start a podcast. I'm wanting to try and do more things on YouTube where I show you me, because I am a girl named Cassidy. I'm not just Constantia Mom. So
Of course.
essentially, I'm just trying to push authenticity, and I'm trying to be a local business supporter, and I'm just trying to really try and become a business. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I'm trying not to be a persona. I'm trying to be a business.
Exactly. What was that Jay-Z line? I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
Yes!
Woo! I've been trying to work in a Jay-Z quote for years.
Yes! Oh my goodness.
It'll be so
brilliant.
It'll be so funny if it's like a Kanye lyric. People are like,
You know what? That's what he gets for trying to be like
Exactly.
them on the
Hashtag
television.
Kanye 2020. Jokes, but yeah.
but we'll leave it there. I
We
think
will.
it's been so awesome to chat to you, and what I love,
Alright.
like, your authenticity filters through to everything,
Oh, that's
and that's super cool.
Woohoo.
Everyone can check you out at A Girl Named Cassidy.
Literally have made them the same thing across all platforms. So
There
when
we
you got
go.
one, you got them all.
And whilst I didn't take the workshop,
Yes.
and I've only saw that in hindsight and listened to you speak to it, I would shamelessly plug, if you're in like content creation, that sort of stuff, if you're looking to create an authentic brand and not just post.
Holla at your girl.
Exactly.
I'm not Gwen Stefani. I am a holla back girl.
There we go. I like it. You know, the Buck Oven rocks can do so much for you. This woman will take you to the next level. Cassidy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
That's it. I think we'll
Yeah.
end there. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. You and my mom, the same now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be cringe. I have to do it. If you like this channel, all this sort of stuff, please subscribe, share it. It really means the world to me. It really does. I'm maintaining eye contact to make my point. That's how serious I am. And like, if you don't, the environment and stuff. Come on, guys. Thanks for watching.